Welcome to Manifest Without Money. This is Luminita. I was going to start by singing bonjour, 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 na 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 na. Okay, it's fun to have fun, isn't it? I want to talk to you today about how to manifest to the exact day and time that you want your desired manifestation to come to you. Your purpose for your existence solely is to manifest your desires, your will. Whatever you're willing or desiring, that's your purpose for your existence. That alone says that the universe has your back. It wants for you to manifest only what it is you want. That's called self-love. The universe already loves you because it's there to help you manifest your desires, because that's your purpose. So your purpose with the universe work together. I'm going to share with you a manifestation, and I'm going to break it down like a Rubik's Cube. You see, the more I know me and what's happening inside my mind when I create and manifest, the more I understand you, so I can help you understand you, and I can help you change your life. I want you to think about this analogy. When a mother is pregnant, she goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, okay, when was the last time of your menstrual cycle? Okay, well, according to that, I predict, I prophesy, I make a decision, a reasonable decision, that your baby will arrive on this date. And he writes it on the paper. You, as a mother, can come into agreement with it internally and say, yeah, that sounds about right. That's when I had my cycle. Or you could just completely ignore it. I tend to believe now, because of my personal creations and manifestation, when it comes to the specific time and date, I tend to believe that if you don't agree with the doctor internally and you don't say within yourself, as you think, so it shall be. So if you don't think it within yourself, meaning you don't agree with the doctor on an internal level, your baby is not going to be delivered on that date. I believe that's the reason why our babies are not delivered when the doctor says. It's because we're not into agreement, or we have not made the same decision as with our doctor. You see, the law of decision in itself says that you have to come into agreement with something, right? You have to come into agreement with something. So now I'm going to take into my manifestation, and I'm going to show you that sometimes it's not good for you to agree with what's happening or what you hear on the outside. It's good to agree with what's going on inside of you. So what exactly am I saying? Well, in this manifestation story that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to show you how I chose not to come into agreement with what I was hearing on the outside, but only come into agreement with what I wanted. Thus, that's why I believe the baby is usually born when you decide as a mother. Because of the law. The law says, as a man thinks, so it shall be. You predict or you create your own reality. It's specific to the date. So I had, a few weeks ago, I wasn't supposed to, apologies for that. I had voice in the house, so I got distracted. A couple of weeks ago, months ago, I set out to go and have a seminar in Chicago. I also have a program designed for business owners online and offline. So you can check that out on my site. But I set out to have a seminar in Chicago for business owners. And 2 weeks prior to that, I said, well, I'm going to make 2 new banners. I went online and I looked at this company, and I considered they were good enough to create what I wanted them to create for me. And they said, well, the expected delivery date is usually 2 days. And I thought, oh, great. I have 2 weeks. I have enough time. I placed the order, but I didn't put the design in because I didn't have a made up mind as to what I wanted. I couldn't decide. A week passed, and then as the travel date for me approached, I felt pressed against the wall. I felt stuck. So I said, okay, I need to work on this design. It took me up until Tuesday, that following week, to finally make a decision and say, okay, within myself, I agree, this is what I want. This is what I want them to create for me. I released it, and on Wednesday, they came back to me, or it might have been that Wednesday when I released it, and they came back to me and said, your product will arrive on Saturday. Well, Sunday, I was having the seminar. I decided to already leave on Saturday early morning at 3 a.m. So the package would have arrived after I left. Now that does not work out for me, right? That's against my will or my desire. On the outside, they made the decision for me as to when the delivery of this baby of my desire was going to happen. They made the decision for me, but I did not agree with it. Now, a mother doesn't go in the office and says, what do you mean the baby's going to be at that time delivered here? What do you mean the baby's going to come then? No, I want the baby to be here. A mother doesn't do that. And so you are not supposed to do that when it comes to your desire. Meaning you don't react, you're calm. I looked and I read the news and I defied it. To defy it is to use your perception, to bend it, to change it, to shift it according to your desire. Why? Because your purpose for your existence is to always live out, experience your desires, manifest your desires. That's called self-love. So as I read what they said, I did not react emotionally, meaning I did not go off into a trail of thought of reactive. Oh, wait a minute. They said they're going to be here in 2 days. Why is it not here in 2 days? Literally, I didn't battle with myself. I did not battle with them. I did not engage myself with what they said in any way. Here's what I've done instead. Pay close attention. Oh, well, they did say it was going to be here in 2 days. That would have been Friday. You know, Friday would have been a good day. Yeah, Friday. Now, wait a minute. UPS, how late does the UPS work? Well, possibly maybe until 5. Well, so, okay, the package, if it arrives here between 4 and 5, I mean, that would be the latest in the day. Yeah, I would be okay with that. Yeah, Friday between 4 and 5, that would be a good thing. I would have the banners and I would be in Chicago and I would have them at the seminar. Okay, that sounds good. That's the talk I had in my head. It was not reactive. I was not looking at what they said. I was focusing on what it is I want. And the focusing on what it is I want, I gave it life, or I gave it power. Friday, I was talking to my teenagers in the room, and a little bit before 4 o'clock, I didn't say, intuition came to me and said, go and check on those banners. You're leaving very early in the morning, go check on the banners. It was 4:05. I go online. It was a long list, just like a receipt that you receive at the store after you buy 200 items. It was a very long list. And I go, whoa, where did that come from? I began to follow it from the top all the way to the bottom. Your package was delivered from this date. It got to that city. It went in that truck at that time. It was delivered at this post office. This guy picked it up at that time. I read it all to the bottom, and it said your package will be delivered today by such and such truck. I don't think it was UPS. I don't remember. At 4:35. Now my eyes just got big, literally just got big. In fact, I had to read all over again. I said, because in my mind, my activity of thoughts in my mind at the time was going in all directions. Like, wait, what day is it? It's Friday. What time did I say on Wednesday? I said between 4 and 5. What time is it now? 4:05. Oh my God. And the package said that it's coming when? 4:35. I was like buzzing. I was vibrating at a high vibration. 20 minutes later, 4:20, I see the truck, comes up. The guy takes out the banners, puts them by the side of my house. It was even before 4:35. I could not believe it. I really could not believe it. I could not believe that it came when I said it would. The date and the hour. You see, you have 6 tools of mind. I've just mentioned intuition. Intuition is activated after you activate the law of attraction. Intuition comes to you and says, go this way. come here. Just come here. Would you come here? Because I want to give you this. Intuition says, take the action. Do this very thing. Come to me, right? Come so you can receive your desire. The 5 tools of mind, we have reason, perception, memory, will, and reason. No, reason, perception, memory, imagination, and perception. I use the 5 tools of mind, and I talk about them in my program. You see, what I have done, I reasoned within my mind. I paid attention to what they said, but I used perception to flip it. I went into my memory as to remember, when is the truck usually, how late does it work? Well, according to what I know, it comes this and that. And as I was working with these thoughts, I was having this activity in mind, I was creating. These thoughts began to flash images in my mind. The color and the lettering of UPS, the banners, me being in a room. Very quickly, I was flashing these images on my brain. That's creation. Your thoughts turn to images in the brain. And I used the will to decide. I made a decision willingly as to when I wanted those things to come into my life, when I wanted this to be manifested. I did not agree with what they said. That's why I believe a mother, when she's pregnant, she doesn't receive her baby when the doctor says. She usually receives it when she internally says it. Okay? And when a mother does not agree with the doctor, internally, if she doesn't catch herself in that moment, she doesn't agree, right? The baby doesn't come when the doctor thinks it will. The mother knows. Usually she knows when her last period was and when was the last time she had sex. And in the same way, you can defy reality, bend reality by not agreeing with it, by not coming into agreement or decision with it. You see, I chose not to allow strangers' voices to affect my desire. The company is a stranger to me. Your friend is a stranger to you. Your very own spouse is a stranger to you. Your SP is a stranger to you. Because the only voice that you must listen to is the voice of your desire. That means you, because you give birth to your desire. You conceive it. It comes out of you. So you can put in the date and time according to what? According to when you want it. You see, if you have need right now for a certain amount of money, you know the due date. You know when you're supposed to leave town and you need to have the banner. You know when your mortgage is due and you're supposed to have the money. You set in the date, but you don't have to wait until the last day. You can say, I want to have it this day, such and such date. So let's say that maybe you have a business and you're working with something and with clients, and they're not responding, or they have not come back to you and agreed to take you as their coach. You can set in the date because your life demands you come up with that money. And now you must place demands on your desires. You see what I mean? The outside circumstance says, hey, it's due date, it's delivery date, or this is when it's going to be delivered, or this is when you have to bring in the money to pay the bills, or this is when you have to pay the mortgage. Now you place a demand on your desire and say, you better be here before that shows up there. You better come up for me. You better show up for me. So you can manifest time and date. Okay? In my program, I teach you how to use the tools of mind. Now, what I would encourage you to do right now is to listen to this video over and over again, because you are going to hear different things. We think at this vibration, this line of thought, something you might have picked up out of this video. What I would encourage you to do is listen again, because now you're going to make other connections in the mind. You're going to be reminded of when you manifested, or why is it that that manifestation didn't come to you, or why did it come later, or maybe I can work on this manifestation now and set in a date and time. See, as you listen over and over again, new lights goes off in your mind. You begin to recollect other things in your mind, and then new thoughts come in, new revelations or new understanding. about this law of attraction. So I know that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for knowledge, you're looking for understanding. So I do believe that I've brought you that understanding. I care enough to help you, because when I see what's happening for me, I feel so overflown with joy to the point of crying and laughing at the same time. And you must give from the overflow. You see, the reason I'm sharing these manifestation stories with you is because they happened for me and they made me feel good. And because I feel good, I give, right? We're meant and supposed to only give from the overflow. And that's the purpose for you to manifest what you desire, so that you can have more than enough and then you give to others. That's the reason we want to manifest and create better lives for ourselves, because then it benefits others in our lives, right? It brings out more abundance for us, and then we bless and benefit others generously on every occasion. So I want to thank you so much for watching. I keep drinking tea, by the way. I don't drink water, I drink tea. I think water is kind of boring. And I drink green tea, green ginger Tazo tea. And this is a beautiful cup, isn't it? It's a gorgeous cup. I have a few of these and they were gifted to me because when I saw them, I wanted them. And there's actually a little bird inside. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I think these are such cute cups. Let me know if you want to know the brand of them. So that's all I wanted to say. I know that this is helping you. This is inspiring you, motivating you. But remember, motivation is looking for a motive outside yourself. Inspiration comes from your energy, from your own heart. When you feel inspired, that means your desire moves. Your desire keeps moving inside your belly. That fire, that it's just burning inside of you. So when you feel inspired, it's the power that propels you to go and do something for yourself. So as much as you're motivated by me, remember, everything comes from inside. As inside, so outside. As above, so below. Only love yourself. Love yourself more than anything and anybody else in this world, because ultimately that's the purpose for your existence, to love you and love your desires. Learn this system on how to create and manifest them, because you're here to enjoy the fruit of your labor, the labor of the mind, the labor of creation, right? Everybody enjoys the labor after they go to the birth. A mother enjoys her labor, and not the labor, but she enjoys the fruit of her labor, right? So when you go to create and manifest, you're going through some labor, the labor of the mind. And there is an order. When a baby is delivered, you can't just do anything and everything, right? You can't just take the baby, do it here, put it there. When a man and woman come together, they just don't say, okay, you sit on the bed and I'll sit here by the door and we're going to make a baby. There is an order. There's an order of creation and manifestation. Therefore, in the program, when I take you through the 6 steps, is to show you this order, okay? You want to create in flow. As Oprah said, you know, we either work in flow or out of flow. That means either your mind is clear and works in order, or against you, and that's chaos. You manifest any way you want, however you want, and you think it's just going to happen. Perhaps it does, and usually you call that luck. But as you know, there's no luck, there's no coincidences, and there's no failure. As a man thinks, so it is. It's a law. So you can put in the date and the time. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you with much gratitude. This is Luminita. I will see you next time.